On September 21, 1945, in the flickering darkness of Camp Deming, New Mexico, 500 German prisoners laughed at a Western film in the recreation hall. Georg Gärtner, however, stared at the clock, counting down to 8:47 p.m. when a westbound freight train would slow at a curve beyond the camp's perimeter. For 3 weeks, he had memorized its schedule with military precision. While his fellow prisoners were lost in Hollywood's fantasies, Gärtner planned to join the 2021 Axis POWs who dared escape from American camps. Unlike others driven by war or homesickness, Gärtner fled a fate worse than captivity, returning to a homeland that no longer existed. A Red Cross letter, folded in his pocket, confirmed his hometown of Schweidnitz, Lower Silesia, was now Polish, territory under Soviet control, its German population facing expulsion or death. For Gärtner, America's abundance wasn't just impressive, it was salvation. Slipping out during the film's gunfire, Gärtner crawled under 2 fences and sprinted 200 yards across the desert. As the train's whistle pierced the night, he grabbed a boxcar ladder, hauling himself aboard. His journey to this desperate moment began on December 18, 1920, in Schweidnitz, a textile town near the Sudeten Mountains. His father's brewery job afforded a comfortable life, a distant memory by war's end. Fluent in English and French from his gymnasium days, Gärtner's language skills would outshine his military training. In 1939, at 19, he joined the Wehrmacht, caught in nationalist zeal, and served in the 10th Panzer Division, racing through France in 1940. These early victories fueled Nazi myths of German invincibility. In 1941, Gärtner shipped to Tripoli with Rommel's Afrika Korps. The Desert War exposed Nazi propaganda's lies. Facing the British Empire's vast resources, German soldiers rationed water while capturing Allied supplies brimming with luxuries: peaches, chocolate, rum. A Tiger tank burned 600 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers, while the Afrika Korps' March 1942 fuel allocation equaled 3 days for Patton's Third Army. As a sergeant in the 164th Light Africa Division, Gärtner led reconnaissance before El Alamein in 1942, witnessing Montgomery's 1,000-gun barrage. The retreat became a 1,400-mile death march. By May 1943, his unit, down to 17 men, surrendered in a Tunisian olive grove surrounded by the British 8th Army. At a temporary camp near Mejez El Bab, Gärtner saw American efficiency. A tent city for 30,000 prisoners rose in 48 hours, complete with hospitals and kitchens. POWs received sea rations, beef, crackers, coffee, that American soldiers discarded but Germans saw as feasts. Aboard the USS Samuel Huntington in July 1943, Gärtner's English earned him administrative duties, revealing America's industrial might. The Liberty ship, built in 44 days, served fresh bread and abundant coffee. Its medical bay stocked penicillin, a drug German hospitals lacked. Sailors tossed out magazines and shoes, a casual waste unthinkable in Germany. Arriving at Norfolk, Virginia, Gärtner saw shipyards stretching 3 miles, dwarfing German ports. The POW train, with cushioned seats and air-conditioned dining cars, passed towns blazing with electric lights, defying Nazi claims of Allied weakness. In Tennessee, the Tennessee Eastman Chemical Complex and coal trains of 147 cars showcased industrial power. In Louisville, synthetic rubber plants produced 800,000 tons annually, outstripping Germany's 120,000-ton peak. Crossing the Mississippi, Gärtner saw grain barges carrying more than Germany's 1942 harvest. On July 28, 1943, Gärtner arrived at Camp Hearn, Texas, a 4,800-man facility built in 4 months. Barracks with flush toilets and showers felt luxurious. PWs received 3,600 calories daily, meat, milk, vegetables, while German civilians survived on 1,250. Gärtner's administrative role revealed weekly deliveries of 40,000 pounds of beef and 15,000 gallons of milk. POWs built a 30,000-seat amphitheatre and sports fields with surplus materials. Assigned to cotton farms, Gärtner saw farmers like Jim Morrison, whose 2,000-acre operation used tractors and combines. Black and Mexican workers ate sandwiches and owned radios, a prosperity Gärtner couldn't fathom. Christmas 1943 shattered Nazi racial myths. American churches sent 500,000 gift packages to POWs with cigarettes, candy and socks. A joint Methodist-Baptist service in German, with hand-drawn cards from children, left prisoners weeping. The feast, turkey ham pie, contrasted with Red Cross letters revealing Germany's starvation. By 1944, Gärtner took University of Texas courses in American history and accounting, learning about capitalism's realities. At a Houston refinery processing 100,000 barrels daily, he saw why German tanks ran dry. The San Jacinto Ordnance. Depot's ammunition shipments dwarfed German monthly outputs. Letters from home grew desperate. Gärtner's mother wrote on ledger scraps describing bombing and hunger. D-Day's scale. 6,000 ships, 150,000 men, confirmed Germany's defeat. In April 1945, concentration camp footage crushed remaining Nazi loyalty. VE Day brought dread. Repatriation to Soviet-controlled Schweidnitz meant death or Siberia. By August, Gärtner learned his group faced shipment to Bremen, then Poland. He planned his escape, saving $25 from his 80-cent daily wages and crafting a Norwegian alias, Peter Peterson. On September 21, 1945, Gärtner fled during the film San Antonio. Crawling under fences, he boarded the train, collapsing in a boxcar. In El Paso, he rented a YMCA room and bought work clothes, blending with Mexican laborers. In Las Cruces, he picked cotton, earning $3 daily. By January 1946, with $200 saved, he moved to California's Central Valley, working at Tony Giacometti's ranch. Adopting the name Dennis F. Wiles, an orphaned Arkansan, he secured a birth certificate and driver's license. At Sugar Bowl Resort, his skiing skills earned $300 monthly. In 1952, he joined a rescue for a stranded train, appearing in Life magazine, unrecognized despite FBI posters. In 1954, Gärtner settled in La Jolla, teaching tennis and designing an aluminum racket he couldn't patent. In 1964, he married Jean Clark, a widow in Las Vegas, becoming a stepfather. In 1966, they moved to Hawaii, where he worked in construction. By 1984, unable to get a passport, Gärtner confessed to Jean. She was devastated. They separated in 1985. In 1985, via Arnold Kramer's book Nazi Prisoners of War in America, Gärtner surrendered on NBC's Today Show. The government, unsure how to handle a 65-year-old escapee, granted him residency in 1990 and citizenship in 2009 at age 88. Gärtner died on January 30, 2013 in Loveland, Colorado, as Georg Gärtner and Dennis F. Wiles. His story reflects America's soft power. 95% of 371,683 German POWs rated their treatment highly, and 5,000 immigrated legally post-1950. Only 7 remained unaccounted for, Gärtner the last. His escape wasn't just from Camp Deming, but from a shattered past, finding refuge in a nation that transformed an enemy into a citizen.